Hi everyone, this is Claudia with the El Paso Public Library's Border Heritage Center. With the library closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic and our research services suspended until further notice, I wanted to share with you all a great genealogy resource the library provides online through TextShare, Heritage Quest. City directories are one of our most popular and frequently requested items. With our closure, in-person access is currently unavailable. However, Heritage Quest provides access to El Paso City directories from 1902 to 1960 online. Today, I'll show you the basics of accessing and using these in the comfort of your own home. So, let's get started. In order to access the TextShare databases, you will need to head on over to the library's website. The address is www.elpasolibrary.org. Once you're at the home page, take note of the blue bar that runs across the page. We're going to go ahead and click on Research and then click on Online Research. This will take us over to the database page. You will need an active El Paso Public Library card and user credentials to access the databases. Should you have any questions regarding access or need those credentials, please feel free to contact the library at 212-READ or send an email through the Ask a Librarian link. Once you have all the information you need, go ahead and click on textshare.net. Now we're at the TextShare Databases homepage. We will need to log in, so please head on over to the right side of the page and click on Select Your Library. And then we're going to go ahead and select El Paso Public Library from the drop-down menu. Here we go. And enter the password that was provided to you right in the password field and click on Access. And here we are. We've now successfully logged in as El Paso Public Library. If you scroll down the page, you can see a sample of some of the databases provided through TextShare. Heritage Quest isn't listed on here, so we'll need to get on over to the top of the page and search for it. I find the easiest way to do this is to search by subject. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and click on Genealogy and History. And 4 databases pop up, and here it is, Heritage Quest Online. Go ahead and click on that. And here we are. We've now been directed to the Heritage Quest Online homepage. To access the city directories, simply click on City Directories. As many of you know, city directories are a great genealogy resource. Not only can you confirm your ancestors lived in a particular location and when, but you can trace their movements, changes in occupation, and even life events. City directories also include business and street directories, so you're able to see what businesses existed in town at a particular time, or see how street names changed over time. Directories also often included histories about the city they covered, so one can find information about a city's origins, industry, population, schools, and government. To begin searching for your relatives in the city directories, you have 2 choices. You can either fill out the search form provided here, or you can look through individual city directories. It's entirely up to you. However, should you not be quite sure as to when your relatives resided in a particular place, filling out the form may be your best bet because you'll be provided with some sort of results list, which will either give you hints as to where to look or will lead you to the right information. When you're looking through individual books, it can be a bit time-consuming because you're searching page by page or section by section. So before we move on and perform a sample search, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the search form provided. The search form asks you to provide some basic information on your relative. So as we can see, we have some name fields right here. We have a location field. This is where you'd go ahead and put in the name of the city and state that you're interested in searching. There's a spouse field. As we know, city directories often included the name of spouses, so if you know that your relative was married and you know the name of that person, go ahead and list that right here. There's a field for keywords and publication title. There's a gender field, so if you want to go ahead and note whether your relative was male or female, you can go ahead and do that. And then there's a year field. If there's a particular year that you're interested in, you would go ahead and put that information right here. Now, if we scroll back up, you'll notice this match all terms exactly field. You can go ahead and select that off, and what you're saying is whatever information it is that you provided below, you only want to see results that are reflective of that. So for example, say your relative Juan Garcia resided in El Paso, and you only want to see results of Juan Garcia's in El Paso, then that's what you're going to receive. You won't be bombarded with other information that may be unhelpful because they're of Juan Garcia's in California or New Mexico, things like that. You can also be really selective as to which terms are matched exactly. If we click on this one, everything that you noted here will be matched exactly. However, say you only want to focus on the location, and we put in, El Paso, and then we say, you know what, I only want results for El Paso, then you would click on that here. And as you can see, it even allows you to select how specific you want to get. So you can say, I want it to be to exactly this place, or the county, perhaps the state, or the country. So you can even be selective as to which fields you want to match exactly. Let me go ahead and select this again. So there are both positive and negative aspects to matching terms exactly. Positive is that you do restrict the information that gets thrown at you in the results. The negative is that if you get really specific, you might miss out on some really good information because you excluded so much. I suggest that, if you have the time, go ahead and perform searches using both methods. Do one where you match the terms, and then do one without, and then compare and contrast the type of information you get. It might be a little bit more time consuming, but at least you've covered all your bases and you've gotten as much information as possible. So let's go ahead and perform a sample search so that you can actually see what the results page looks like, and then we can actually browse and check out the actual city directory image. So in keeping with our Juan Garcia example, let's see what kind of information we get when we simply type in Juan Garcia and El Paso, Texas. Okay, here we are at the results page, and wow, look at that. We get over 30,000 results. That's a lot of information, guys. So to edit this search, just to make it a bit more manageable, let's go ahead and edit it. You would only need to come on over here and click on Edit Search, and I'm just going to do an exact 2 for the location. I'm going to say I only want to see results for El Paso, Texas. Let's see what happens. So once you make your adjustments, click on Search again, and then we should get a new batch of results. Okay, yeah, so we still have quite a bit. We have close to 1,500 results, but that's a lot better than the over 30,000 we initially retrieved. So here we are at the results page. As you can see, we have little columns here that give you some basic information. We have a view record column, a name column, we have a residence year, residence place, spouse, and then we have the little view image column right over here. If you hover over the view record column, you'll see a preview of the record. So for this very first entry, we see that the name of the individual, of course, is Juan Garcia. He's male. This information came from 1959. We have the street address of 228 Bowl. Residence place was El Paso. His occupation was a waiter. He was indeed married because we have the name of the spouse right here, Josefina. And of course, all of this information came from the 1959 El Paso City Directory. If you'd like to go ahead and view the actual directory page, which is what we all want to do, is we actually want to see the scanned image, is you can either click on the little image icon here, or right over here where we're seeing the preview of the record, you can clue on the actual little image and it'll take us directly to that page. So I know it seems a little concerning that the text seems really small. However, don't fret, because we're able to zoom in and zoom out quite easily. And as you can see, these images are really good. I mean, they're really nice and clear. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off just so we can focus on here a bit. So let's quickly take a look at what all of these buttons and links on the page do for you. So as I said earlier, I was controlling the zoom in and zoom out function by just scrolling up and down with my mouse. However, you're also able to click on the minus and plus signs right over here. They perform the exact same function. The button with the tools right here, this is going to be your toolbar per se. It provides you with the function to print, download, rotate, share, and change the settings of the page if you like. You click on settings right here, you can turn off and on some of these features. Let's go ahead and click out of that. This one right here that looks like the arrow is coming out of a door, if you click on it, all it does is that it brings up the selected record to be viewed side by side with the actual image. The square button right up here simply allows you to enter into full screen mode, and of course to exit out of this you just need to click or hit on the escape button. Now these circle buttons right here with the arrows pointing outward, they simply allow you to move on to the next page or to go back to the previous page. And if we look down right over here, this little film street button, you click on that, it allows you to see where you are. So right now we're on image 288 out of 816. This is what these numbers here represent. It allows you to see what pages are coming up and the pages that that came before. And so you can direct where you're going by clicking on this. You can kind of preview what else is coming up or go back to it. To exit out of this, simply click on the film street again. This little people button right here, if you click on that, it simply brings up the index to the page. You can see, we can see all the different names that are on the featured page here. Can simply just close this out. Now the green save button right up here at the top allows you to either send the image home or save it to this computer. Send the image home simply means that you're going to email a copy of the image to yourself. And this black button right over here with the arrow pointing to the left, if you click on that, it simply takes you back to your results page. So while we're at the results page, let me show you how to access individual city directories. Scroll down a bit, we head on over to the left side of the page, and on this box here, let's go ahead and click on Browse Individual Records. So in order to browse individual records, you'll need to select the actual directory you're interested in. So you're going to go ahead and choose a state from the options provided, the city or county, and the year. The great thing about Heritage Quest is that they do have city directories from all states with the exception of Alaska. So let's go ahead and choose Texas, of course, and then we'll choose El Paso. As you can see, there are plenty of Texas cities available on here. And then for the fun of it, we're just going to select the 1920 city directory. And there you go. After we've made our selections, we get our result. Go ahead and click on it. And here we go. So we're going to zoom this down a bit so we get to see the entire image. And as you can see, we're seeing the cover of the 1920 El Paso City Directory. So let's go ahead and go on to the next page. Here we go. So now we're on page 2 and 3. Quick tip, guys. If you'd like to bounce from directory to directory without going back to the results page and starting a new search, you can do so from this very page. If you notice, the state, city, and year get highlighted when you scroll over them. Simply click on them and you'll get the field option right here. So we can go ahead and choose Florida. And we'll go ahead and choose Fort Myers, and we'll select the 1935 directory. And here we go. Scroll this down. Go on to the next page, scroll up, and now we can see that we've gone from El Paso, Texas to Fort Myers, Florida. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this tutorial got you ready to begin using the city directories online. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at libborder@elpasotexas.gov. Take care, everyone.